I feel that, managing top players, sometimes you just go let the top players be. Jose Mourinho said it best. Jose Mourinho, he said, I'm not going to teach Ronaldo how to score a free kick. I'm not going to teach Karim Benzema how to score a goal. They know I've just got to guide them and get a team going. And I think Vincent Kompany's gone into Bayern Munich and he's done a wonderful job. And watching that game, I felt, my word. And with Michael Olise, what a player. What a player he is. I had a conversation with a friend of mine. People are starting to make the comparison saying that, he might be a little bit better than Lamine Yamal. And I was like, let's not get ahead of ourselves. I mean, I'm a massive, huge fan of Michael Olise, but Yamal, it's different level. Not far off, but I feel that Lamine Yamal just edges it for me. Okay. For comparing the two. Very similar style of play. I feel Olise might need to add a little bit more goals to his game but he's still the assist. I think we discussed his stats. In terms of assists, he's something like 4 assists away from overtaking Lionel Messi. Yeah. For me, he's the greatest player in the whole world, Lionel Messi. Greatest player. Great of all time.
Very
of all time. There's nothing controversial about that. Lionel Messi is the greatest of all time. We can have this debate. You can bring whoever you want to bring into the debate.
All right.
There isn't a debate to be had.
Okay.
Lionel Messi is the greatest football player of all time. Greatest football player of all time.
Your humble opinion.
Dennis, it's not about my humble opinion or... Yes, respectfully, but it's not even a debate. He's out of it. There's no debate. Greatest of all time. So Michael Olise, what a great season he's having. Harry Kane for me as well, the best striker in the world. Who else have they got? Musiala coming back. Musiala came in there. Great seeing him after his injury. Upamecano, I'm going to keep my views on Upamecano to myself. Because I don't want to be biased. I just feel, good, obviously top player, but I just feel there's just a mistake always waiting to happen. Neuer, bags of experience, and he was fantastic yesterday. Neuer, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Who else have they got in there?
Luis Diaz.
Great assist. No, great finish. He scored. Yeah. Who was the chap who gave the assist? Gnabry.
Yes.
Yeah, great assist. And Diaz. Great signing. Vincent Kompany is watching that game yesterday. A lot of people will say that Vincent Kompany, Bayern Munich are looking strong favourites to win the Champions League this year. Strong favourites, and I think after that game yesterday, that was a strong message out to the rest of the teams in the competition. He's saying not many teams can go to the Bernabeu and dominate as he did. I think I read an interesting stat. That's the first time Bayern Munich have won in over 25 years at the Bernabeu.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I may be wrong, but I think I'm quite confident I read something like that. And Vincent Kompany, what a great job he's doing. Yeah. And I'm particularly very, very happy for him. Very happy for him. But no, Bayern are looking strong. But let's not rule out Real Madrid. Real Madrid are still Real Madrid. We'll look at their team, how they set up yesterday. It's quite surprising that Jude Bellingham didn't play from the start and Militao didn't start. Obviously, they were missing Courtois. There were a lot of key players that they were missing. And just for whatever reason, they're just not gelling at the moment. I don't know what it is. They're just, in games where Kylian Mbappe hasn't been involved, they seem to be a lot more fluid about them. They gel a bit more. And then he comes back in, he scores, and Kylian Mbappe is the best player in the world at the moment. But for whatever reason, they're just not gelling as a team. And I don't know what that's down to. That's obviously Arbeloa's job to try and manage that. But we can't count out Real Madrid. Real Madrid is Real Madrid. Game might look like, it's done 2-1. They'll go back to Germany and Bayern will, they'll score but can never rule out Real Madrid.
You can't, yeah. On the other hand, Arsenal have had a tough week or so with exiting 2 cup competitions.
Yes.
But they've managed to bounce back with their win last night. So
I think that was a great confidence booster for Arteta and Arsenal. And, following the Carabao Cup, obviously losing to Manchester City and then exiting the FA Cup against a strong Southampton. Let's not take that achievement away from Southampton. Southampton they're a good side. Obviously on paper you'd expect Arsenal to be beating Southampton, but that's the nature of the FA Cup, the magic of the FA Cup. So I think winning yesterday against a good Sporting side, man of the match for me when I watched the game back was the Arsenal goalkeeper. Made some great saves. And obviously seeing Kai Havertz nick it there at the end, that hurts being a Chelsea fan, seeing a former Chelsea player. But for me, I'm tipping Arsenal to win the Premier League. I'd be surprised if they were to bottle it. I don't want to say it, but just how they set up set pieces. I know people were frustrated. Even Obi Mikel has come on and he's made some strong statements that he's illegal. Come on, Obi Mikel. You were part of Jose Mourinho's side that used to sit back and counter-attack in football. Don't talk to us about the way Arsenal are playing being illegal. For Arteta, keep doing that. Because if that's what brings Arsenal trophies, keep doing that. Opposing fans and opposing teams don't obviously like that because it's working for them. Why would they change their approach to games? If that's winning them games, why would you change it? I've heard some comments, oh, that's ruining football. No, it's business. Football is not about, everyone has to play a certain way. No, this is why football has become a bit more robotic and people are sort of losing the love for the game and those sort of things. It doesn't have to be. Everyone can't play the same way, So, and I'm all for that. Even though I'm a Chelsea fan, I'm all for Arteta doing what works for him and Arsenal. So, that win yesterday at Sporting, that was a great confidence booster. I think that going into the Premier League this weekend, that's going to be really, really good. And who knows? You've got Bayern looking strong favourites. Arsenal, for me, Champions League, you never know. Just that set pieces alone, they're dangerous. But I don't want to say it, but, I don't want to say it because some might think, oh, are you secretly an Arsenal fan? No, I just go on based on what I see. But it was a great win. It was a great win for them.
And with 2 big games on tonight, Barcelona versus Atletico Madrid, PSG versus Liverpool. It would be great to get your predictions.
My predictions, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid at home. I think I'm going to go for Barcelona. Barcelona at home, Lamine Yamal, Rafinha, Marcus Rashford, Lewandowski, Pedri. I think Barcelona are going to win that. At home, if it was away, Atletico Madrid, I might have a different sort of predictions, but I think Barcelona will win that. And Barca, another strong favourites to win the competition, looking very, very good. Barcelona are going to win that. And then obviously current champions, PSG, Liverpool, they've had a rather strange sort of season. It's obviously spent a lot, but for whatever reason, the team haven't really sort of clicked. Mo Salah's announced that he's leaving. Away at PSG, I think PSG are gonna win that one. Yeah.
So into the investing side of things.
Oh yeah.
There's been a lot going on this week, few weeks, so it'd be great to get your takes on.
Well, what we discussed last week and a few weeks back, when the market had dropped and people were panicking that there's a crash coming, and what did we say? We say that look, market drops are short-lived, and now following the ceasefire announcement by the United States and Iran, the agreement that they have in place now, the Dow Jones Industrial Average is sort of soaring. It's up 1,300 points. And the market is picking up again. So what I always say that market drops, market crashes, these are short-lived events. If you're a beginner investor, don't be moved by economic events that affects the stock market. Just think long term. As I always say, whenever you receive income, invest, think long term. Whatever your strategy is, if it's buying individual stocks or whether it's buying ETFs or index funds or mutual funds, whatever it is, bonds, think long term. Again, this is not financial advice. This is all based on my experience as a long-term investor in building a 6-figure portfolio, and where we share our experience and we sort of educate people to make decisions that will work for them in the long term. It's great, obviously, with the ISA allowance resetting and with me looking to invest. Now the market is up, so I'm like, oh my God, I wish it was a few weeks ago when it had dropped. But it still doesn't change my approach to investing. Whenever I have income, I buy shares in my S&P accumulation fund, and I think long term. I don't think about, oh, I'm going to wait for it to drop. No, I dollar cost average. I just buy every month consistently, and I think long term. So it's great to see, because it just goes to show that, what we said, market behaviors or economic events that affects the market, they're short-lived. The market picks up. History tells us that whenever there's a crash, the market will pick up. So if you're starting your investing journey, don't be sort of moved by the events or things that are happening around the world or anything like that. Block out the noise, invest for the long term, and let compounding do its work.
That's it for today then.
That's it. Great stuff. Great stuff.
Thank you very
much. So yeah, again, if anybody's got any questions or anything they're unsure about, please do pop them in the comment section. Equally, you can reach out to us by email if you want to, frugalfirstinvesting@gmail.com. frugal.com. You can also send us a DM. We're on TikTok, we're on Instagram, obviously we're on YouTube as well. Do make sure to subscribe. Obviously that helps us grow, and make sure when you are watching the videos, you watch the whole video. That helps the algorithm push our content out there. You know, we're here to help people. You know, we're not here to manage your money for you. No, it's your money. You're in control of it. You know, we're just here to educate people, to be patient, not to react, and to be consistent in the market. We appreciate all the support. We've been getting a lot of positive feedback. We really, really appreciate it. Channel's growing, is really growing. I'm pleased. I didn't anticipate for it to move this fast. I'm really, really pleased. And we're very thankful here at Frugal First. And as always, make sure you subscribe, share, like, comment.